I'm sorry.
Rush.
Scott.
Scott. Shout out to the big homie Scott. This is called Where's My Thing? Here It Is. I guess it's an instrumental from the band Rush. Neil Peart. I want to make sure is it Neil Pearl or Peart?
That's what I was wondering.
No, it's Peart. P-E-A-R-T. Okay, just want to make sure. The big homie passed away, brain cancer, January 7th, 2020. Rest in peace to the big homie. But I think...
And he's the drummer of this band.
Yeah, I heard that he was like Danny Carey from Tool, you know, the poly...
Oh, okay.
And the guy just massively influential. Like, this band is massively influential. We've had a very strange relationship with this band. I was on Reddit yesterday, and I was looking at the comments from the Rush fans, and they were like, "Oh, he liked Tom. They liked Tom Sawyer," and then the other ones were like, "No, they didn't like da 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 da." So screw those guys. So shout out to all the Rush fans. I love you all. Okay, so Where's My Thing? Here it is. For timely, topical, political commentary, you can hit us up at Middle America with Vin and Sori. If you want to be like Scott and have your song featured to the head of the line, it's $125 at the gate. You get a ticket, you get bumped to the head of the line. It's kind of like on Disney World, where you get the little passes. If you've done this option 3 times, so if you've done the $125 option 3 times, then we move you down to the legacy tier, which is $75 going forward. If you did if you were at the $75 tier before and you did it 3 months in a row, not 3 months in a row, 3 months at all, you stay at $75. Other than that, it's $125. Okay, so I'm gonna really focus now.
There's a couple ways of doing that. You can go on PayPal.
Yeah.
Vin and Sori merch at gmail.com. Links are in the
Correct.
description. Or you can go, if you're doing the $125, then you can do on Patreon.
Yep.
So if you've been grandfathered, then you'll have to go through PayPal now, because there is no more $75 tier.
Yep.
All right, ready?
Let's do it.
And go. Wow. Oh my word, your arms.
Doing this thing here.
Uh-huh.
Hot fire!
Wow.
Yo. Talk to him! Go ahead, Veronica! Wow. Wow! I hope this doesn't get blocked, bro.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Was it on the official Rush site?
I don't know.
Do you do it through,
Click on that right there. Nope, that's Foo Fighters. Over there.
Where did it go? Please don't be blocked.
Nope, that's not it. Try that one. Okay, I don't know where it went.
Is it on Trello?
Oh, yeah.
I just really hope... Okay, here it is right here. Rushwire. No, I think we should be good. Because we play the thing straight and don't break them up, you get copyright claims and stuff like that from YouTube, and they demonetize your stuff, which is okay for us. That's okay. That's why we have Patreon, because we figured we'll take the hit on that side, and then
we can experience the full.
Right, and then
music.
$1 a month or whatever Patreon. But sometimes if we do the official video from the official band's YouTube page, not only will they demonetize it, but they'll block it, so you won't be able to see it. So that's what I was worried about. But I think we're okay. Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay, first of all, let me start, because usually you start, and I'm going to do it this time.
Flash off.
So, I thought that the sound itself was, like, unique. It was, like, different, like, slightly off from, like, the beaten path of what music usually is.
Yeah.
And that sound mixed with the lighting, it made me feel like I was, I don't know, like some kind of, like, Back to the Future type of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, so the drummer came on, obviously for his super long solo. I thought, first of all, I've always wanted to play the drums. I just don't think that I have the beat to do that.
The rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm. But I think that it's super cool that somebody can do that and that they can do it without getting mixed up. And so his went on and on and on. So many places to make mistakes, but obviously something that he was very good at. And is this like an abnormally large drum set?
Yeah, well,
like,
the kit,
holy moly, it's huge.
It's intricate. That's the thing. It's like all these things are doing something, and then you've got
and then he had that board over there, yeah,
over there or whatever. Because they kind of have, they were kind of like trailblazers with the synth stuff.
Okay,
I get the Floyd, but like these guys, Yeah. Okay. So a couple things. Number one, I've got this running thing of like my ultimate supergroup. So I got Dio on vocals. I've got Head as rhythm guitar, Dime as well, I had Dime as my lead guitarist, but then Tony Iommi. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll have three of them, just like in what do you call it? What's it? Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden has.
Yeah.
Okay,
there you go.
So it's good. Dime, Head, and Iommi for the guitar section. Dio for vocals. And then I forgot who I put for bass. Oh, Cliff Burton on bass. Mm-hmm. Metallica's Cliff Burton on bass. That's never going to change. Then I had Danny Carey for drums.
And then what? Now you're changing?
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to replace Danny Carey. And I love him very much.
Really?
I love you very much, I was very impressed with you. But here's the other thing for me. Most instrumentals really focus heavily on the guitar. Mm-hmm. So like... We've done Orion, I think we did Call of Cthulhu or something like that from Metallica. And definitely the other instruments are there, but really the guitar is really the focal. And almost every instrumental I've heard, the guitar has been the focal point. This started with the bass, which is technically a guitar, I get it, but you know what I'm saying. It started with the bass. It featured the bass first. And then it really featured the drums. Obviously, there's a whole solo in it. The guitar was kind of like the garnish. It was weird. Like it's usually flipped the other way around, which is probably why Rush is credited so much with being an innovative band. But it's and you know, I'm sure there's hundreds of instrumentals out there, and maybe there's tons of instrumentals that focus on the rhythm section first with the bass and the drums. But I've just never seen it.
Right.
That was one thing that kind of blew me away. The second thing that blew me away, you're right, the intricacy of his rig. The third thing that blew me away was I was saying to myself, okay, and I need the Rush fans to help me with this. How much of this was improv versus how much of this was done by complete memory from start to finish? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
really.
I mean, there are what, 700 movements?
Really?
Think about that. Like, there's 700 movements that he made in this very intricate kit. Yeah. And he's got different techniques when he's playing. I don't know how they do that. So it's like...
Yeah.
How much was it? Like 30% of the song, and then the other 70% he just did impromptu, which is still amazing. But to me, it's like if he had every single hi-hat and bass, like if every single one of those things was pre-planned and memorized in his head, like that is insane. That is extremely difficult to pull off.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me.
Please let us know in the comment section.
Either way, the guy's a virtuoso, but if that was memorized and he did that to perfection like that, I was playing one of my little 2-chord thingies yesterday, and I kept messing up on one part. I kept going back to it. I was like, I'm just like, wow, man. Just some people are this dude was incredibly gifted, incredibly. The first time I heard a drum solo, because I had heard about drum solos and things like that, and I just thought that was the stupidest thing. Like a drum solo. Of course, I was obviously biased because, you know, I have guitar, I play guitar, so it's going to be a solo. It should focus on the guitar. Come on. I heard drums. I was like, that's stupid. The first time I actually heard a drum solo was Joey Jordison at the Pledge of Allegiance tour, 2001, Slipknot. And they had this, like, rotating kit.
No.
The guy was playing upside down and all that, like, and I just remember being like, oh my god. And we were right up front, right by the speaker. Like, I actually didn't hear very well for like 3 months after that show, because you see me, like, when I go to shows, I never put this on.
I know.
And the whatever.
I always feel like that's why you play stuff so loud in the middle of the night, is because you don't realize how loud it is.
Very possible.
I'm like, babe, it's up on the highest setting on your phone.
Well, it's not the highest setting.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty high.
By this morning, see, this is the thing. You guys know, Vin is an insomniac sometimes. And so, there's like this weird thing that happens because I feel bad for myself because he's not in bed with me. He's roaming around the room. He's opening bags of chips. He's putting on shows. He's listening to something that he's learning. He's in the refrigerator. There's like all this noise and the light is on. And so I kind of like feel bad for myself, but then I think to myself, how can you feel bad for yourself? At least you got some sleep. He was roaming around. He couldn't sleep all night. So I always feel bad for you in those situations. How did I get on that?
Nobody
I don't know.
Oh, because I play it loud.
Yeah.
Because
so this morning it was like the light. It was like morning. The light was coming in the room, and then that's when I sat up. And I was like, "It's morning time now. I think you need to turn that down." And then you were like, "Boop boop boop," and you turned it down, and I was like, "Why didn't I just say that like 8 hours ago?"
Yeah, I gotta keep my wireless headphone thingies plugged in. That'll solve the problem. I'll just walk around with the headphones in my head. Then I can do my exercises or play guitar or whatever. I was playing guitar for. Shout out to Becky and John.
Yep.
I really like that. The action.
I told her you've been on it every day. My phone broke, so if anybody's messaging me,
the action on that guitar is much more forgiving than on my Jackson.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, this whew. What a talent, man. It's so crazy to me that like this talent, it's a weird thought, but it's crazy to me that there's 8 billion people on this planet and the vast majority of them have not seen this happen. And to me,
you know, Scott was at this show.
That's the other thing. You were at this show, my guy. That's crazy. What an experience, bro.
This guy's outfit, the bassist, is a very unique.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Very unique young man.
Yeah, he's very rock and roll. But it's kind of mind-boggling to me that. Yeah. And then I think to myself, there's some guy in India that's playing some crazy instrument that's a virtuoso that we don't know about, that they're saying like, oh, these poor people, they've never seen this guy. It's just crazy. It's like a weird thought to me that like all this talent is out there and people don't get to behold it. It's like the Jordan thing. Like in America, in the Western world, Michael Jordan's like this big thing, and I remember watching him play. But there's like billions of people in there. Who? Michael who? And it's like, it's just a weird thought to me.
Too much greatness.
That there's all this greatness and glory in the world, and we've missed a lot. And if it wasn't for this channel, we would have never seen this. And I'm not like a big Rush fan. Like, I mean, go look at the other reviews. I'm not a big Rush fan, but this is unbelievable to me.
It's live.
It's live. He pulled it off live, bro. That's crazy. I didn't even know though. Is that like was that scripted from A to Z, or did some of that impromptu? Because can you imagine like the bare intellect that you would have to be able to do that? And obviously, I feel bad just talking about the drumming too, because the bass that guy was really good too. Like I'm not gonna mention the band, but it's a band that I love very dearly, and they had this kid fill in for the bassist in this band, and this kid was able to just. You know, because it's not very complex stuff. You just follow the song, and it's whatever. And like no disrespect. I mean, I love the band, but it's like a kid would not be able to replicate the first 30 seconds of this song of what this bassist, what this guy did, because that's the other thing is like definitely love the drumming and all that, absolutely. But like that bass work, and it's like I always say, anytime I notice a bass, it's because I don't have an ear for bass.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think that. I feel like that I can't accurately paint or make a decision on the drumming because he's passed on. So it kind of like skews like my feelings about it. Like I'm like, wow, and I'm like, I don't know if I would really, but the bassist, I could definitely like when that was started. Of course, I didn't have the feelings like, oh no, he's passed on from us. But the way that he was doing it, I really liked that.
Yeah, complex and just. And very, very precise. That's the thing that I admire most about any guitarist is how precise they are with, notation and chords and things like that. Because it is not easy. It's not, especially this technique with the finger. I didn't even try it. I literally picked up a bass probably like 2 or 3 times in my entire life.
Oh really?
Like, yeah, it's just I mean, principially, the chord progression and stuff like that is similar, but it's just like, whatever techniques you're using, especially when you're doing the little finger thing, I don't know what they do, it's just, I got a lot of respect for those guys. But, whew, I'm going to go ahead and give this, let me rank, okay, so I think it's Orion, or there is a instrumental on the Master of Puppets record that's my favorite instrumental to hear. It's like that's my favorite instrumental of all time. But this is a very, very close second. Obviously, the Metallica one, the guitars were really the focal point. I'm a guitarist, so I'm always gonna love that. But this is a very, very, very close second. So it's getting a 10 from me.
Oh wow!
And mostly because of they came out of left field with this one. I really feel like they came out of left field, man. Like they started with the bass. They featured the bass for the first 30 to a minute and 45 seconds. The guitar came in definitely to supplement, and then they transitioned to the drums, and it's just something I've never seen before. So everything got pulled off with ridiculous precision. And shout out to the guitarists for not like trying to steal the show, because guitarists are generally, it's kind of like quarterbacks in football. Like, it's generally a certain type of personality type. Yeah. They want to be featured. They want to be front and center. And it's kind of like Maynard with Tool. Like, he's got a voice that can always center itself. But there's so many times when Maynard will pull back and let the instruments go. And that type of humility I credit. So shout out to guitarists for that. It's a 10 for me.
8.9 for me.
There you are, dear listener. Good song. Shout out to Rush. Rest in peace, big homie. Hopefully you're up there giving it hell in heaven. He's up there with the big homie Cliff Burton, inshallah. All right. We'll all see y'all soon enough. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone. Not too soon, though.